3 years after the collapse of the Champlain Tower South building in Surfside, work is now underway at a number of buildings in South Florida to make them safer.
Part of that effort is proper maintenance, something that's required by recent legislation. CBS News Miami's Joe Gorchow is in Surfside with some of the work being done.
3 years later, a fence blocks the place where Champlain Tower South used to be before it collapsed. An investigator pointed out some big problems with its original design and the pool deck earlier in the show. Now we'll show you how the tragedy is pushing some condo owners to invest in building maintenance. Work is underway at the Sea Ranch Club A in Lauderdale by the sea.
My balcony up there is one where it's completely off.
Linda Thompson-Gonzalez, a resident, points to the concrete restoration project just a few feet from her condo's backyard, which offers a breathtaking view of the beach and ocean.
This is the view. This is what makes it all worthwhile.
A view she considers worth a hefty special assessment price tag of $44,000 to improve building safety.
Like everybody, we got to invest in our homes. It's just, hard, a lot of people on fixed incomes.
This 16-story high-rise was built in the early 1980s, around the same time as Champlain Towers South in Surfside. In June 2021, Champlain Towers South collapsed, killing 98 people. Gonzalez believes it inspired her condo community to be more proactive with building maintenance.
Be kidding ourselves to say that it didn't. It certainly did. I mean, unfortunately, our building was always pretty well maintained. I think it was a real wake-up call for everybody.
Matthew Fadden works for the engineering firm hired by the court-appointed receiver for the Champlain Tower South Condo Association. His job is to investigate the collapse. Fadden recently released evidence pointing to potential primary causes.
It really is an atypical kind of thing.
Fadden's findings start with the original design,
especially in that pool deck area. And so that was a massive problem, trumping any other issue.
He highlights work done in 1996 on the pool deck as another tipping point.
A structure that was already under design, and then we're overloading it, and actually quite near its collapse load for many, many years. It's a chicken or an egg, really, but it's the column and the slab were both undersized. And specifically, the slab was extremely undersized.
His team focused on the pool deck as a potential first failure. Fadden's findings align with preliminary reports from federal investigators with the National Institute of Standards and Technology. NIST has yet to determine the precise spot of the initial failure.
But the big thing that stood out to us as structural engineers was the punching shear failures that you could see all around, and which I have circled there.
Fadden demonstrated how punching shear works using a pen and paper. The paper acts like the concrete slab, exerting force downward, while the pen acts like the column, punching through. Fadden tells us that is extremely rare.
How does one know if they're in a building that potentially has a fatal flaw?
The first thing, right? Most buildings are perfectly safe, right? We do not hear about this happening often. Do most buildings have this issue? No.
Batista says ignoring minor repairs early could cost condo owners millions in future fixes. Also, we did reach out to the law firm that represented the Champlain Tower South residents in its settlement for this story, but they have yet to respond. Reporting in Surfside, Joe Gorchow, CBS News Miami.